Greetings, fellow adventurers and storytellers, and welcome back to Fail with Hope. Sorry for the delays. We were having some technical issues, trying to set up a few things, check a few of our new settings, making sure that everything is working okay, which I hope that it is. Please let me know if the sound sounds weird, as that is one of the major settings that I've been fiddling with over the last week.
Fiddly, fiddly, fiddly.
Fiddly, fiddly, doo. But we are here. We are excited to start playing and telling this story again for all of you. We have been playing the beta rule set of Daggerheart, which is officially releasing tomorrow. I actually have my official release right here. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show it on camera because it doesn't technically release until tomorrow, but it's sitting right here. I have started to read it. We will probably transition to the full rule set in the next couple of weeks once I get a chance to kind of pour through all of this and figure out what needs to happen for that. But we're excited for that to happen. If you yourselves want to start playing some Daggerheart with your friends, go out, check out Darrington Press where they are selling Daggerheart. Might be a little bit before you can get it now because they just started shipping out all the pre-releases, so hopefully you can get your copy again soon. But with that said, we can jump back into our story where Hi-jinx by Jax, you have all been exploring the Mahote Desert, a place where a recent Shiner incursion has been happening, and you have been asked by those of power and authority within the kingdom, as they are unable to get feet on the ground here, if you could go find out what's going on and what can be done to stop it. In traveling to Mahote, you have found that there does appear to be a new rift that has been formed within the desert, somewhere in the heart of the desert. And after dealing with the dragon that had come to settle in Ob, pledging your fealty to him as his faithful minions.
Okay, settle down.
That's how he sees it.
Yeah, well.
He informed you that the rift is actually in his former lair, and he was unable to defeat the endless throng of Shiners that were coming through, and so had to abandon.
Would you say that there was just like Shiners gushing from the Shiner hole?
In throngs.
Mm-hmm.
He had to abandon it, which sent him to Ob, where he has been wallowing in his depression ever since. Upon securing the aid of his new minions, he informed you where his lair was, and that in 3 days' time, he would meet you there in order to deal with the invasion upon his home and to the world in which you all live. You went out to your sand ship and began the journey northwards into the heart of the Mahote Desert, seeing many of the hazards and environments that the desert has to offer, more hazardous to those unprepared or without a Mahote with them that can help guide them through these different difficulties without encountering too much challenge. And on your second day of travel, on the horizon you saw what looked to be a Mahote caravan of sorts that kind of circled the wagons and looked to be under attack by a group of Shiner tumbleweeds, for lack of a better word. Upon arriving at the scene to aid these Mahote, you also saw another Shiner present, a Shiner in what almost seems the form of a knight in armor, but rather than shining metal, it is this kind of iridescent carapace that covers most of the Shiners that you have seen. A Shiner that you will recognize and have familiarly called the Oil Slick Chick. Upon defeating the threat to the Mahote, she boldly informed you that she told you to stop and you haven't, and you told her you're not responsible for this, but you will do your best to curtail what is happening. And so the five of you, sans Jax, who is feeling a bit under the weather in this current moment, the player herself is unable to join us this evening, so we will push on without her and hope for her return next week. You all join with Oil Slick Chick, or Terika, as she has named herself, in order to head into the heart of the desert, into the lair of the arid despot, and deal with the rift within. The group of Mahote that you had helped rescue and then nimbly and ably repaired their sand ship has set off into the desert to head towards the evacuation zone, as Ob may or may not have a dragon in it by the time they get there, leaving the rest of you with Terika to continue your journey into the heart of the desert. This armored form of a Shiner, mostly humanoid in appearance, although you have seen she has an extra set of arms and a third triangular eye on her forehead. And you can see what would be the visor on a knight's helm looks to just be more of this carapace covering her skin as it splits to reveal her mouth when she speaks. She points over towards your sand ship and just says, "You travel upon this thing,
That.
and we go to the crossing.
Yes.
Then we need to be making haste. There are plans in motion that must be stopped."
You will join us above on our tent still.
Indeed, and she quickly just kind of hops, boom, like a grasshopper up onto the sand ship.
Okay. All of the refugees that we just helped are on their way now.
Yeah, they've already started to move off. They've kind of hitched their rhinos onto the ship itself so they can kind of keep pace alongside, leaving the sleds behind. Oh,
I guess we go.
some music.
Yeah.
Mounting back up onto the sand ship that you all have acquired. Sorry, I'm just realizing we have absolutely no music at all.
Some music within.
Make sure that's not too loud.
Perfect.
Mounting yourselves back up onto the sand ship, you all kind of take your positions that you've been in to get this ship underway. You again kind of assess where the winds are coming from, which way you need to get going, rig the sails in such a way to get you moving in that direction. You have that familiar, at this point, kind of lurch as the ship begins to overcome the friction and weight, keeping it in place. And as it starts to pick up speed, the sleds underneath it do eventually kind of rise up to surf across the top of the sand rather than digging their way through. And you start to, pretty quickly at this point, you're starting to get pretty good at navigating this vessel. You pretty quickly get up to kind of your cruising velocity, as it were, and start moving through the desert, continuing towards the great mound in which the arid despot's lair and the rift reside.
The wasps.
And the wasps. Terika looks around at all of you and she just says, "You say you are not responsible for these things." She kind of points in the direction that you're heading. "More crossings have been opened. Who is responsible?"
Well, we did learn from the dragon that we met. There seems to be some... It might not be the same person. There is someone that is approaching these areas and causing it. It is a singular person. But there may be more than one in these different areas. Here, it was someone who's very old that opened up the rift.
But you have come to stop them.
Yes.
There is these, you say they are beasts that come through the rifts, and they do great damage. They are killing many, many people and destroying areas, and we are wanting to put an end to slaughter, and the rifts are allowing them through.
When the awakening first came, many who rose, what is word you use? Primitive beasts, yes. Over time we changed, became more than just creatures of murder and mayhem. More tapping.
Smart.
Yes, intelligent.
Conscious.
Thoughtful.
Perhaps. We begin now to understand, to see the workings of the world.
Do you think that these other beasts that have come through will be able to awaken and become more intelligent too?
They are who they are. As you are who you are. They are not the problem though. They come here not of their will, but will of Mamul.
Okay, please, go back one moment. You are referred to awakening. What is this for you?
Awakening is before there was less, then there was more. It's difficult to explain. Mahote, our world.
Mahote is your world?
Yes, before. Everything was one, but not. Me and you, not separate.
Physically and mentally?
There is no physical in Mahote.
You are only have physical form on this side.
We have learned this way, yes.
So when you go back to your world, you do not have physical body.
I may choose to, but it is not necessary. After awakening, individuals became something different, more. Time before awakening is mystery.
If you are measured time the same way that we are measured time, you are know when awakening is happening?
Perhaps. See, she kind of looks up in the sun. And you can actually see as she does, there's a bit of a glint from the sun. And it looks like between the carapace that kind of forms her visor, there almost seems to be a thinner, transparent carapace over, blocking the sand that's blowing in the wind. She kind of looks up and she says, many of your solar cycles is big. 300, 400.
Cycles? Oh, short cycles, long cycles. This is perhaps hard to.
Big cycle is difficult.
Perhaps let me tell you why I am asked, so that you also understand. We are beginning to, as we try to find explanation for Rift, we are beginning to uncover secret that there is many Rift, and that when the first rifts are happening, this was perhaps also some hundred, what we call years, many short cycles.
Years.
The short cycle day, several hundred short cycles a year.
Dark and light day.
Exactly, yes. There begins to enter into our world new power that was not known before this time.
I make flame from my hands.
She kind of startles back slightly. This, you see, she reaches out. And as she does, Suni, you can feel your power kind of amplifying, and the flame starts to grow in size and heat and luminosity.
Blue.
Shifts to a shade of blue as she kind of holds her hand out. She says, "This thing, Mahote,
Oh.
This disagrees with what we have begun to learn. But let me be clear, this is not widely known.
Oh, it's Mahote is this flame, it is our magic. Is it hurting you? Do you lose individuals?
No, it is everywhere. It is, word you use, infinite.
Oh, okay, good.
This also is how, or at least I think perhaps, you are saying that at the same time power enters into our world, Mahote begins to cross over a little bit, and we have this power. Also, individuality, separateness, being, enters into your world. Self enters into your world.
A mixing between the two worlds.
That, like, is if there are, you have water in Mahote, or you have seen water here?
Yes.
There's water in one container, water in another container. They are separate until you are poke holes. And then the water begins
You
to
see
mingle.
the arms that she's kind of has rested behind her both shing, flick out with the blade. She says, "Poke, yes!"
Exactly.
Perhaps others in Mahote know more. I am warrior.
How did you learn our language?
We have studied, and we feel, it's hard to explain. It is connection. Do not need to try, just understand.
How did you learn?
Did not learn, just know.
You do not need to look through rifts, do not need to talk or communicate with any of us. You just are in Mahote and learn.
Perhaps in Mahote, communication is different, but I do same thing here, and words come. In Mahote, Words not necessary. But Terika does sing.
Mm.
It is challenged to explain.
Well, I cast telepathy, and I say in her head, "Is it like this?"
You suddenly begin to feel almost overwhelmed with the connection. Images, thoughts, tastes, sights, sounds, colors, emotions are raging through the form of this shiner, Terika. In a way that you have never experienced. And your own thought, as you send it, is almost drowned out by the rest of this. And speaking back, not in a shout, but it is deafening in your mind's ears. You can hear her voice again, her lips unmoving. Just says, yes, similar to this.
I'm not gonna do that again.
This is limiting. But again, in your mind, this is limited! Just echoing in your head. As you can sense this kind of affinity to that, and this amplification from her end, almost unbidden by her. And she just says, Mahotians unite under one who calls himself Mamul. Mamul grows powerful. What comes through crossing, he takes more and more. He makes more and more to take. Those beneath him, they take as well. They grow more powerful. Others have joined his cause, afraid of Mamul or eager to share in his spoils. Terika and others, the solidarity. We know it must stop. If he continues, this world is in danger. Without this world, what will become of Mahote? We go back to sleep. Philosophers have speculated, but we do not know. We only know it is dangerous.
You cannot.
And the more crossings that open, the stronger Mamul becomes.
There are libraries my people have that lead to other worlds. If this world were to fall, it could be very, very bad.
Yes,
Not just for our world, but I worry that you may not go back to sleep. Mamul might be able to simply go to other worlds.
we cannot allow this.
No.
This is why I seek you out. Perhaps one who opens crossings works for Mamul, Perhaps Mamul works for them. I do not know, but they must be stopped.
If you are know what is Mamul's goal, what does Mamul want other than just more power? What is they trying to do?
This is something only Mamul knows. He claims to be best of us, that he is what all others shall strive to, that through him all Mahotians can become greater. I do not know what he seeks other than power. But I know if he continues your world, Mahote, we are at risk. The Solidarity wish to stop him, to overthrow his power, but we are few, he is many.
He makes more. Can you not make more over in Mahote?
More what?
You had said that Mamul makes more. More.
More followers?
Yes. Perhaps?
He brings, he cannot make Mahoshan.
Oh.
Mahotians are. But more see his growth, his power, and come to him. Others he defeats, subjugate, or destroy. And now, most of Mahote follows Mamul. Solidarity, we are small. We resist. We look to fight, but we cannot fight Mamul. So we try to stop what he does, to stop the crossing. She kind of points again to the horizon. What is now is good. Things come through and become us. Help us be more. And for you, things come through. For you, it is balance.
There are crossings, what we are calling rift, that were opened long ago, perhaps by first openers of rifts, we do not know, and they have been stabilized, and so there is no, we do not think Russians come through them. We obviously do not go back, but the rifts stay open, power flows into our world, and perhaps beings, what you would call, I don't know, but this thing that flows from our world flows into yours.
Yes, I feel it from you now.
But so there are rifts that are maintained, that have become made safe, perhaps.
The first crossings. Yes,
This is not problem for you, for Solidarity.
It creates balance.
yes,
It is rifts that are uncontrolled, that
not just this uncontrolled. It's more and more. Mamul, it seems he wants more crossings.
I understand.
And so we want to not have more.
We also want to not have more, but we are not need to close first crossings.
No.
Okay,
Philosophers,
that is good.
Philosophers, some say that if crossings were closed, we would remain as we are. Some think without the crossings, we will go back to before.
So, So can I just ask, because, I tried just putting like a rug over one of the, rifts before. It didn't close it.
Rug? This powerful.
They are beautiful sometimes.
It was a heavy rug.
I do not know. I do not know how to make crossing or close crossing.
Oh.
I just know that if Mamul wants this, solidarity does not.
Okay.
If more crossings makes Mamul more, then soon there will be no choice. We must bow to him or be no more.
Okay. Well, then, with all due respect, this is very insightful. You gave us a lot of information here, but it seems like we were gonna close this rift here, and we can't close it.
Well, we
There's not
We are
closing.
going to try.
are going to try.
But like,
we don't know exactly how.
we're not.
We are hoping to learn something.
But you don't know how.
No.
Do you think, has anyone ever tried just like filling it with rocks? You're a warrior, right? You said?
In our world, we say, bless you.
In Mahote, no rocks.
Okay.
Well, have you-
But here, rocks, and this is in like a big wasp nest, right? That's what the dragon
Yeah,
said?
we are going to a dangerous place. Just
Did you want to
make
come with
aware.
us?
She looks down at the ship she's traveling over. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know maybe when you got there you were going to be like, okay, see ya on your own. People like to do that. They like travel along and then they're like, adios on your own. I don't know,
Solidarity has sent me to stop.
To travel in solidarity.
No,
Solidarity is group.
Oh, right.
to stop more rifts.
Okay.
I reached you before. You were at other crossing.
That
I warned you, but you are not responsible.
we made effort to close crossing, but
To
we
stop it
could
before
not.
it opens.
That to stop before open and close.
And so when I come again here, she kind of gestures around her. You are only ones I know on this side. I thought, perhaps naive, but I thought you were not aligned with Mamul, and so perhaps we align together.
Oh, yeah, sweet. We're not aligned with Mama. We didn't even know who that was until
Enemy
right
of
now.
my enemy is friend.
Yeah.
I know not how to.
Screaming Wool, whoever that is.
Yes,
You told us who that is. We don't like him. Sounds like a big bad guy. Worse than Galut. Galit? Galit, not Galut. Galit.
Galit. Yes,
Gross.
he works for Mamul.
Yeah, don't like him. Kind of smelled bad.
I have some curiosities. So solidarity has not. You must have tried ways to close your rift on your side.
To close the crossings
On your side, yes.
could be dangerous. As I say, some believe without the crossings we go back to before.
No, the new ones. There has not been any tries and failings.
If we cannot close, perhaps we can stabilize.
This is true. But that still
Crossings.
means more crossings. Well, it
Yeah,
sounds
but we
like-
would have to then also find out who is responsible and bring them to justice. They
Well,
are
maybe
causing
not.
untold suffering.
I am more concerned with making sure that certain crossings get closed so that it is proper amount.
What I am saying is that if we can close crossing, all is good. But if we cannot close, then perhaps we can stabilize.
Yes.
This is something that is known how to do, although we do not necessarily know.
And hey, if we can't do either, might as well just leave it wide open.
Perhaps you would say gaping?
Yeah.
To use word pictures of friend, once hole is poked, cannot be put back.
No, there's stitches.
So we cannot, there can only be more crossings made. We cannot close them to our knowledge.
Oh no. I do not believe, but I do not know.
There's definitely some old magic that the Convocation's been using.
If
That
they
there's
know how
gotta
to break
be-
the rift, maybe they know how to close it.
Perhaps, but so far what we know is that rifts that have been open have become stabilized and are now sources of great magic. But
Right.
they are also, once stabilized, they do not permit travel.
Yeah.
But this will
Well-
now be a constant issue, even if you get everything under control and solidarity only group. I worry that it is only a matter of time before there are more. There's
Somehow
someone else that
Mamul
has-
is working with wizards mages on this side who are opening rifts, we think.
There could be another Mamul. I am saying that this is now. We need to be able to go forward if we are able to survive with communication and make sure that these rifts are stabilized, but also if there is threat on either side that arises, someone wanting to control things, we cannot let this keep on happening. We will need to have communication like this in the future.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
How you are come to be on this side? You are Goku crossing?
Yes. I hide. I sneak in Mamul's army. Come through with the others. And look for ways to stop what happens. Look for ways to thwart Mamul.
No,
Look for allies.
his
How is-
army is all of these beasts. Are there others that are humanoid looking like you?
None like Terika.
It is true. We have noticed you are most
Unique.
distinctive.
Terika, what is the travel like over there? You know, on our side we call it the Briarwood, but we know that there's the rift that we met you at. That we know that folks are going to investigate and work on, but you know it's possible that they've gone to stabilize that one already. Do you know if that's already happened?
I do not. I have been on this side for 5 short cycles. A new crossing Galit tries to come through.
The big guy.
I find you.
That
Oh, you think Galit's coming here? To this hole?
No,
Oh.
no. Here is Pagasa.
Oh. Bagasa is a big ass.
Pagasa.
Oh, Pagasa. Gotcha.
Yes. Another who works for Mamul. He comes.
Do you feel connection even here on this side? Can you feel when new rift opens or when Akasa is going to
No. Here things are different. The things that come to Mahote that help us become more. They're everywhere, all around. Here. They're here.
the emotions?
Perhaps.
Are people, are you,
Terika.
yeah. Is everyone down there or over there or on the other side of the big shiner hole, are you guys all very emotional over there?
unsure. We are us.
You're just like extreme chaos? You just encounter one shiner and you're just like, ah! Really sad. And then the next shiner just makes you really mad? Because, like, your holes make us really emotional up here.
Emotions.
Feelings.
Yes, it is like before, as I said, when comrade dies or you avenge comrade in battle, you feel something.
What emotion do you feel now?
Great weight, despair, sadness, hunger, wanting to give up.
Wanting to
Also, food.
You can see as you all kind of focus on these emotions and give them voice, you can see she almost like she's breathing in and seems to process for a moment before she says, this emotion, this is Pagasa.
Right.
That is what I was thinking.
So does that mean Pagasa's on this side of the hole? Rift?
He's getting
Rift.
closer.
Or he's close.
It's coming.
Oh.
And before, when first time that you are see us, there is emotions of wanting to kill and hurt and rend and tear and attack, and that is perhaps Philippe.
Can you, it's hard to understand, can you feel?
I'm just like,
Like carnal.
Again, you see, as if she were taking a breath, but you don't see her breathing in any way, just kind of taking in what you're putting out. And process for a moment, she says, I think, yes, it's Galit. This is insight. They are making the thing. This is how they grow so powerful. Creating what they want. Here, making more. Here, more to come through.
this helpful insight for solidarity to know.
To know any of what Mamul is doing could be of help. We cannot stop him without knowing what he does.
We have
I did not know it worked this way.
we have amulet that can lead us to rifts. We have been using it to find out direction of this one, the crossing. Can you show her? I'm wondering if you recognize anything about it, or
This is ancient relic from time of awakening.
You pull the amulet out. You can see the eye is looking straight at Terika.
And I kind of like.
It keeps pointing at her.
You're a shiner.
I didn't point at the
Tulab,
shiners before.
you are just realized this.
Terika is Mahote.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Was that offensive?
I do not know, but it is me.
Oh, okay. It's not offensive. I didn't mean it to be. I don't mean to tell you if you're offended. Are you? I already asked
I
that.
feel like it's kind of offensive. We associate shiners with bloodthirsty beasts.
Well, I mean, it.
Never thought about it before, but kind of.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's up to, her if she's offended. But
That's true.
yeah.
It is seen as if this amulet is pointed to Mahoshan. It was pointing towards crossing until you are join us, and now it is pointing to you.
They have broken.
I do not think so. It is only that we are learning something new.
Hmm.
If you would like to look at, you are more than welcome.
You see her smaller, more dexterous limbs with her 3 long, segmented fingers. I'll reach out and take the amulet and holding it, turning it over. I do not understand such things. She's kind of moving it around and watching the eye following her is disturbing.
I would not wish to disturb you. It is precious and also useful.
We need any aid we can find to fight Mamul. He plans something big, something devastating, I believe. Solidarity thinks this crossing only beginning. Mamul sends many here, but even more he gathers. They prepare. They grow.
I have superior, who is more powerful, and is send us here to find out what is going on, to find Rift and do whatever we can. Tonight, when are we think we're going to arrive at the Wasp Nest?
If you can keep the pace tomorrow.
Tonight, when we are stopped for darkness, I will communicate with her and tell her what you have told me, and perhaps she will have insight or able to give us information to help.
There are others who want to stop the crossings.
Oh, yes.
Lots. Armies.
Yes. Pretty much everyone.
Nobody wants this.
Well, except for the one, maybe a few people that are creating these rifts around our world.
Let us be specific, I think is probably important here. There are many who want to stop the slaughter and who want to stop the crossings of Famul's minions. We believe that at least stabilizing the rifts or stopping the opening of new rifts is crucial, but this is not information that is perhaps widely known.
It's good though. Solidarity. We're concerned that those on this side were working with Mamul.
Yeah.
No.
Whoever is opening rifts on this side is doing so in great secrecy,
Smaller group.
but they are also seem to be of great power.
Indeed.
And they're not publicly known, and they're not publicly welcome. That's not something the general people would want.
Perhaps once we have dealt with the crossing here, we must find this agent.
Oh, if you could help us with that, that would be great, because it's been a thorn.
I must return to Solidarity.
Well, after you help us kick the hornet's nest, though, right? I mean, you're not ditching us on this.
Not unless I must.
Okay.
This is the mission.
Well, we stick to the mission here.
That is an experience.
But what you have shared
Plus 3.
what you have shared with me, the Solidarity must know as well.
And, it is good to know that we have allies on other side also, and we appreciate that you have taken great risk in making contact with us.
There's
Many-
great risk, there's great reward.
Many of the solidarity do not trust. They forbade me from contacting those on this side. But when we met before, I did not think you were my enemy.
That's good. Do you
And I-
now?
No.
Sorry.
And I know that the solidarity cannot stop Mamul alone. So I defy those above me to look for help. I think it will be worthwhile. This is certainly much to consider, though. After awakening, Mahoshians grow from the things that come through the emotions. At first, they all aided in our growth. But many Mahoshians find that some are stronger, more powerful than others. The beasts, you call them.
Big beast.
Those ones. When they come, when they attack, when they kill, it is some of the strongest of emotions. Perhaps Mamul has found other ways to incite what he seeks. Others, Galit, Pagasa, Mantaka, Selos, Mamul, they become focused. Not all things, not all emotions, but the ones that are strongest. The ones, what is the word you use? The ones you feel strongly. They have focused on these.
What of love?
There are some who find this emotion pleasing. They take it in. Some in solidarity. Others remain broad. Do not limit themselves with singular emotions. But they are usually, they cannot grow the way ones like Mamul can and Terika. But now, if Mamul and the others have found ways to create more of this emotion that they crave, they will grow, and they will grow fast. This must be another of Mamul's goals, and one we must stop.
You are know if there is specific emotion that Mamul is focused on?
Mamul is the best of us.
He is
Pride?
arrogance.
Perhaps perhaps these words are unfamiliar.
Competition.
I try to go back to that moment when we were fighting in the stadium, and I felt like I was meant to be there, that like we were destined to be in this moment, like this prideful feeling, and I try to evoke that for her.
Again, she seems to kind of absorb the emotion that you are feeling, and you can almost feel, although she is unmoving, you can almost feel something probing at you. Perhaps, yes, I think this is Mamul.
That is very troubling.
Indeed. This one that is coming through now, is there an emotion that they find particularly repulsive?
None find emotions bad. Some just focus on ones they find strongest. They drive them, shape them, make them more. The others, with Mamul, they do this. Galit, Pagasa. They focus. One emotion more than others. Like Terika. It makes me more.
So, if we feel other emotion, rather than what Sagasa wants, it is still good for them, but not as good.
I'm not sure, perhaps.
It is emotion that you are focused on?
Yes,
It is what?
I know not these words.
You can share the feeling?
I have not tried. It is. You all have Terika. I feel it. It is how I found you.
You are a warrior. You try to
You
get
are-
things done.
I want to help,
Justice?
protect,
Bold.
save, brave, courage.
Maybe you
Go for
explain.
You can see her three eyes all close, and you can see three lids in these triangular sockets that all kind of meet up in the middle, almost like an aperture. She closes them, and you see her hands slowly come out. She seems to be concentrating and focusing. I do not know. I thought if Galit Pagasa can do this thing, perhaps Terika can too, but I do not know how they do it.
Did you feel anything?
When I spoke to you inside your head, it was very loud. There was a lot of information. If you focus on just Terika, would it work that way?
I do not know. I do not know how Galit and Pagasa do this thing. It is something we could try, but perhaps it is not important.
Knowledge is always important. I do it.
You go in again. Again, there is this raging torrent of images and thoughts and emotions and all these things. Although the emotions you feel are not reflected in Terika, in the sense of like, at least if her body language would be similar to what you're familiar with. You don't see that reflected there. You almost feel the emotions resonating in her are coming from all of you. Kind of going into her, and part of this storm that you can feel, this torrent in her, and as you connect with her, kind of wincing for a moment from her, and you see she again closes her 3 eyes and begins to focus and concentrate and attempts to convey an emotion. You, among this torrent of thoughts and images and things, the other emotions, they don't go away, but they're almost like muted softly.
Muting me softly.
And there is suddenly a strong surge that you can feel, not from her, from you. And you feel almost boundlessly hopeful.
Wow, that's like the opposite of the despair I've been feeling.
It
This must
is
be great.
a stark contrast.
You are smiling.
Yeah. Great.
We have not smiled much these last few days. This is something special.
I like you.
As you seize onto that and let it fill you, you see Terika's 3-fingered hand comes up. She's this, Terika.
It's hope.
Hope.
How?
Yeah. Oh, I wish all of you could just like create telepathic connections. 'Cause this is a pick me up right here. I could just vibe on this. Screw blue nosing. This is great.
She says, solidarity sees what Mamul and others do, their focus, how it accelerates their growth. And so we do the same. We focus on other strong emotions. But in places, she kind of looks around her at the desert zipping by on the, around your ship. Places where the others touch Agasa, there is not much Terika.
Well, if you ever want to generate Terika, I'm here. Just, maybe not an army, but
Do not know if I could do this thing again without your aid.
well, we're going to be resting for the night. If it can help.
Perhaps I am not weaker. There is just less to grow from.
This is true. We have not been feeling as hopeful in recent years because of all of the attacks. With Mahote growing in strength, there would be less Terika.
This is
Just
not good for Terika.
No. But hope always springs eternal. There is always a chance.
I am liking this phase. have plan?
Go in, kick hornet's nest, find hole,
Do not kick hornets.
throw rocks in hole.
There is potential.
See
that
if we fill it.
one of books, Lorati books that lead to other worlds that we make. That is a catalyst for potential ritual to open a rift.
Oh, big. Bigger than Galit. Well, maybe as big as Galit? Nah, bigger than Galit.
We think bigger, probably bigger than Glee, right?
Probably bigger.
Bigger than
Based on
Glee,
the, you only just kind of saw Galit's head and shoulders, but you would guess that the Arid Despot is larger.
Crossing is open in home of great, powerful, very scary being. He has been driven from home by invasion of beasts, but we are promised to help him try to return home.
He is like Mamu.
Well, he's not like Mambo.
Pride.
He has had lots of Mambo.
Yes.
But we are hoping that his Mambo will work against Pagasa in this.
More allies is good. Strong allies.
He is
good.
not, I would say, exactly ally to trust.
But he's of this land, and
we
that's
have
his home.
shared interest.
Ally only in this fight only.
And then we get out of there.
You are strange people.
He has
That-
too much Mamu to want to have as ally.
But right now he is very Pagasa. And we are trying to provoke his Mambo.
To provoke Mamul is a dangerous task. But maybe worth risk. Maybe will be enough. Terika has felt, despite solidarity, alone in this fight many times. It is good to have others around who fight the same fight. As you all have been having this conversation, your ship kind of cruising through the rock, stony outcroppings and up and over the domes, surfing along the edges of some of them as Suni's kind of trying to keep an eye ahead and navigate things, and you all are also kind of working the ship as you're having this conversation with Terika. You can see the sun is lowering towards the horizon. So if you're not going to be traveling all night, which is usually not recommended when there are so many hazards about and a fast-moving vehicle, you should probably look for a place soon to find a rest. Actually, Suni, give me an instinct roll. You're definitely going beyond the lands that you are more familiar with, but you still have some familiarity with the land.
Yeah, there's a gate left here.
Here. You,
I'm forgetting to add my experience before I roll. I should always look at that first.
as you're watching the sun kind of approaching the horizon and thinking about finding a place to find rest, somewhere safe from the many dangers of the desert, somewhere sheltered, and most importantly, somewhere with water. And realizing that you are kind of, you might have passed through this way once in your life, but this is definitely beyond your usual travels.
Who goes to the wasp's nest?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And doing your best to recall maps that you had seen and those previous explorations you had had, and all of this kind of going through your mind as you're scanning the horizon, looking for landmarks, looking for anything that can tell you where is a good spot, watching the sun drop further and further down. You take a stress as you're kind of mentally taxing yourself and almost punishing yourself for not being able to find something quick enough, as you are seeing the sun is dropping quickly. As soon as it drops below the horizon, the temperature is going to shift here pretty drastically, and you won't be able to see where you could find shelter in this area. And so you are kind of racing the clock as you go and pushing yourself to try and find the right spot. And before you lose the last light, but it is a close thing. It's not a great spot, but to try and push any further than this risks a lot more. And so the best that you can find are kind of these 3 stone outcroppings that rise out of the desert sand around them, that in a few days as the sands blow, they could be buried again, or more of them could be exposed. But at least for now, they are there. It's not a lot of shelter, but it's a little bit of kind of a windbreak, and if you wanted to have a fire through the night, it would block some of the light from around, from a few of the angles. You don't know if you'll be able to find water. You think you see a couple plants in the dying light of the sunset that usually are indicative of you can dig down and find at least a little bit of water. But you kind of realize at this point, and again, kind of mentally punishing yourself for not thinking of this sooner and not planning the route out a little better, you realize this is the best option you got, or you're going to be looking in the darkness to try and find something better. So you bring the ship in to a halt among these 3 large rock formations to settle in and to make camp here for the night. So the rest of you, as the ship comes into a halt, you're basically, you're going to be setting up camp in the dark because the last of the sunlight is dipping down as it goes. And obviously, if you have other means of creating light,
Prestidigitation.
a little
We're
bit of
gonna
light
make this work. We have
comes
Terika.
for you all to set up as much of a camp as you can manage here for the evening. Just as the last rays of sunlight are kind of shining over the horizon, you can hear the fluttering of wings and the croaking and cawing as a kindness of ravens kind of flies pretty high speeds kind of from the direction you were going and back that way as they kind of fly in the last.
Is going from Oak to Gatru kind of looking thing, or
Going from the heart of the desert to the exterior of the desert.
Something weird about them?
In the dying light, they seem like normal ravens.
Just going really fast at night.
Not really fast, but they're not gliding lazily. They are flapping and moving at, high speed for a raven.
Purveying out of Dunland.
From Dunland. And they are, it looks like a decent sized flock, maybe a few dozen of them, kind of this dark cloud that flies over. They don't fly directly over your heads, but near enough that you can kind of spot them over the rocks. Yeah, they just seem to be taking this last bit of flight before they lose light as well. You watch them pass by as the rest of you kind of set up, I don't know, your bedrolls or tents. I don't know what supplies you guys brought with you, whatever you think you
We're a
have
bedroll crew.
for a camp.
We're a bedroll crew, but I think that when we first started, and there was all of that abandoned equipment, Suni was trying to like make sure that we had enough for the journey. So there was probably a few extra blankets and things that were thrown into the ship.
And the ship itself, it couldn't house all of you, but it has enough, like it is made for traveling through the desert and providing a shelter when needed. So, you know, a couple of you could also take shelter on there. You guys are gonna have you do find a little bit of water. It's enough to, just enough to either refill your water skins for tomorrow or have drink tonight. Have a refreshment tonight.
We got that water from the person that we saved. How much was that?
Enough for half of tomorrow.
Might as well drink now.
Yeah, hopefully we'll pass some water on the way to the hornet's nest, right? I mean,
Identifying those
Or we die at
plants
the hornet's nest.
set people to start digging.
Perhaps also we die at hornet's nest.
I mean, perhaps we can set up some condensation acquisition, right? Is that a thing? Is that how you
Yeah,
make
you-
condensation
you
of cold
pee
air and
and
warm
you-
air in the
There's
morning?
condensation
Oh.
traps and supplies.
Well, no, it's just you pee and then the condensation from that. I don't really want to do it. I mean, I
don't think
guess
you have to pee.
you're talking about the from like the rock, and it's the morning, like the dew. that is
like,
better.
dew
Oh,
yeah.
water.
I don't think we
You
need to
can
get our
pee if
pee.
you want to.
Look, there are many different. The desert is a harsh place.
Just drink the water. You think you need the water? It's been a long
But
day.
sure, let us set up condensation. Like we have the pot. Stick a rock there and see what we can collect.
Try and collect a little bit more water beyond what you, again, kind of identifying a few of the plants that tend to indicate water below. You set a few of for yourself to start digging there, and you guys dig through, and the sand is kind of scalding hot at first.
Yeah.
But you can feel everything around you is cooling quite rapidly now that the sun is gone. Digging down through the sand, it just seems dry and arid like everything else. Dig and dig, get about a foot down, a foot and a half. As you get about a 2 foot deep bowl set in, you start to see the first traces of moisture in the sand. You scrape and dig some more until you dig deep enough that you can see a thin layer of water at the bottom of this, but of course, being in a sandy bowl, it's not clean water. It's gritty and will need to be filtered, but it's enough to survive on for a bit longer out here in the desert.
Can I use my prepare action for the long rest to filter said water?
You could.
Great.
Because I feel like we would have like mesh stuff to pour through.
Or even our clothes.
All of you settling in, and you can see Terika seems to just kind of take a position on the sand ship itself, kind of sitting down, kind of cross-legged, but you can also see the longer bladed arms behind her kind of come out and prop her up in position there, and you see she just sits scanning the horizon. She says, "We stop for darkness."
Yeah. We are need to sleep. You are asleep?
Sleep. Where you shove dead things in mouth?
Yes, that is easy.
No, it's where you pretend to be dead for like 8 hours or so, and then you wake up and you're like more alive than you were before you pretended to be dead.
No.
Terika does not need this.
Oh, excellent. Will you guard us?
Yes?
Cool.
That is excellent.
We are grateful.
She continues kind of scanning, and she does have, despite somewhat alien posture and mannerisms, there's enough humanoid familiarity, and you're not sure if that's who she is naturally, or if it's kind of that the sharing of worlds that has kind of bled through into her form and her mannerisms and the like. But definitely a bit of a warrior's demeanor, almost, you know, like when she walks, it's not a casual walk, it looks like a predator on the hunt. The way she sits and stands always look ready to jump into action at a moment's notice. She very much kind of exudes this idea of being a warrior, of being dangerous, and of always being ready to defend or attack whatever situation might arise. And so she sits, and despite, again, kind of sitting, she looks ready for action. She looks like a spring that has been bound and ready to be released, while still appearing relaxed, and eyes just scanning around the horizon.
Like a praying mantis.
Sure.
Great.
As the rest of you settle in for a night's rest.
I'm gonna use the bedroll just so that I can also remove the one stress, so that
Oh,
I
the
can
fancy
use
bed.
my other action to fix my armor. So that but if anyone else is using a prepare action, maybe to gain a hope, then I can gain 2 hope by filtering the water with them.
I have stress and armor, so I think I'm going to probably be doing those 2 things.
Stress and armor, okay.
I can prepare with you. I really only need 1 hope, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
I really just threw away all my hope last time, so.
Do we get like hope from having Terika nearby?
What do you think, she's Jax?
Yes.
You,
Jax is supposed to be here.
you all deciding on your preparations and how you can best be ready for tomorrow, and settling in for a night's rest with Terika watching about. Late in the night, you are all woken from your sleep, depending on how soundly you sleep. That is up to you as a character. But you are woken by what sounds like...
So we didn't do our preparations.
You have not yet. You haven't technically completed your long rest. What sounds like a high-pitched, like trilling whistle almost, that is echoing through the cold desert air, seemingly from every direction. And as those of you that do wake up to this noise and look over, you see Terika is jumping up, her bladed arms coming out, and it looks like she was getting ready to jump down to wake the rest of you. As this possible threat seems to be coming down upon you. And let's take a break and we will see what this threat is, possible threat, that is coming your way to where you make your camp. Those of you out there making your way to camp. Those of you out in audience land, thank you again for joining us. Again, please, if you're noticing any issues with the audio, please let me know. I'm trying to monitor chat. I'm trying to monitor our own audio. It looks like everything's coming through okay, but please do let us know if there's anything we need to adjust. I will do my best to adjust them. Otherwise, we will be back here in just a few minutes to find out what is coming upon the camp of Hi-jinx by Jax. And we are back with Fail with Hope, where our group, Hi-jinx by Jax, attempting to rest in the desert, hears an eerie, shrieking trill on the desert winds around you, seemingly coming from all directions, as those of you that sleep lightly enough to be woken by this noise wake to assess what is going on. You see Terika up on the ship. Looks like she's just jumping into action, coming to wake all of you. I don't know in particular where you were resting at in regards to the ship and the stone outcroppings around you. Feel free to place yourselves where you would like.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And we will get in to what is about to happen. Oh, I should probably get the stats for these monsters.
Wait, they're monsters?
Monsters!
So scary.
Monstars.
Very.
Real monsters.
Ah.
Real monsters.
So how high are the stones?
Okay,
They're about 8 to 10 feet sticking up out of the sand, and the one that's kind of 2 levels is another 10 feet or so up to that next level there. Sorry, lots of technical things going on here. Trying to get everything in order. Way too many windows open. Here we go. We got that. We got
it's
this.
time for bed.
We got this. You all have positioned yourselves, I assume,
No, not yet.
where you were taking your night's rest.
Okay.
You have?
No. Sure, that looks good. Yeah. I'm in it.
So you are woken by this strange, trilling, whistling sound, piercing the desert air around you. As you jump up to ready yourselves for anything that might be out there. Suni, it definitely does not sound like a natural sound of the Marathi desert. And I'd say, Yvain, you are the first to spot, as you kind of have the elevation up on the ship there with Terika. You can see crawling up and over the stone outcroppings,
That's weird.
dozens of low-riding shadows in the darkness. They look to have at least 3 pairs of legs that are kind of angled out at the side, kind of these harsh right angles that are moving along the sandstone outcroppings that they're crawling over. You can see they have, again, the kind of 3 triangular eyes of a shiner, almost
Oh, I'm in the wrong desert.
lupine in form, other than the extra legs to them and no tail, but kind of have that wolfish posture and stalking behavior. Although you don't see mouth on them, And they're kind of coming into the view of the rest of you as well as they creep over these rocks. And you can see what looks like almost vestigial wings on their back that are quickly opening and closing, flapping back and forth.
Like hummingbird wings?
And kind of at that speed, but they're not flying. Again, they're kind of vestigial wings, so they don't look large enough to support a creature this large in size. But you can kind of see that the trilling shriek that you hear is very much in time with the pattering of their wings. Hard to make out too much in the darkness here.
Now let's just pretend I know what vestigial means. But for the folks at home, don't know.
Something that we used to have, but evolution has phased out. So
Still there, but doesn't serve the function it
Vestigial.
once did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fake wing.
vestigial,
No, the wings are real,
Pointless.
but they don't fly.
like vestigial tails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things like the apes.
Yeah.
Like it's a vestige of something once useful.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that.
Some
I just
say-
wanted to make sure that.
Some say like
you know.
the appendix is a vestigial organ.
Although I've heard that like the appendix also is like
That's what I
sort of a
figured,
like a
Yes, sir.
gut bacteria like incubator.
Yes.
Um,
Either way,
Yeah.
these
Great, thanks,
creatures
Scott.
with vestigial wings crawling up over the rocks around. And you can see again, there are dozens of these creatures creeping in. And in fact,
sometimes people ask to be mansplained too.
Listen, Courtney's baby is watching at home, and I want to make sure that she grows up with a full vocabulary. Okay.
Or, learning new things is important and good, and we should be encouraging it.
The
Yes.
more you know.
these tokens that you can see on the map each represent a horde of these creatures coming at you. What seems like some kind of like Shiner wolf packs
Why is it so big?
coming over because
It's a
there are
horde.
hordes. There are multiple creatures in each of those tokens.
Okay. All right. Okay.
They are representing, they have one stat block
Probably
as a
already said
token,
that,
but represent half a dozen or so of these Shiner wolves. As they come over the stones around you, I am going to use all of my fear. First to interrupt you and take the first action, and second,
You fucking
get
avoid.
a bunch of action
I'm
tokens.
gonna use all my fear, but I'm gonna give myself a handful of actions to go with it. Okay.
That's what you use the fear for.
Okay. Okay. Listen, Mister, read the book. Know what to do.
Alright, so...
What are you, the game master?
I know the rules. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Okay.
Activate this one.
Oh, I don't like this.
This first one comes bounding down off of this first group of them. Again, about 5 or 6 of them in each of these groups. Comes bounding down, kind of skittering over the rock face, down onto the sandy floor in front of the ship. And
Considering is a terrifying word.
the trilling shriek you can hear picks up in volume and intensity. You see those little vestigial wings vibrating even faster as they come closer. Yvain and Tulok kind of in the darkness. You can see what looks like small holes lining the sides of their abdomen that these wings are kind of vibrating over the top of. You think is the kind of source of this trilling shriek you're hearing.
It's true, nothing good ever skitters.
Honestly, I got goosebumps thinking it as I said it.
Like if
Skittering
something's
is a
skittering, it's
terrifying
bad.
word.
I don't know. I mean, cat skitter.
No.
Oh.
And never well. Like never to something good. Like cats don't skitter when it's not cat 30.
Skitter.
Scatter. They do scatter. Maybe an overlapping scatter and skitter.
It uses, the pack, use everything they have to close the gap towards Terika, and Tulak. This one also.
I'm feeling very exposed.
Put some clothes on.
They sleep better naked.
This one does.
Look at the scene.
This pack does similar things, although you can see as they get to the edge of that upper ridge that they were on their kind of 6 limbs, they squat down and then spring up into the air, soaring the 30 or so feet to all come crashing down on the ship around Yvain and Terika. This one.
Okay. Honestly,
It's like
can I move towards you? Is he close to me? Just curious.
who's he?
You?
Yes.
Great.
I'm probably close to you, not very close.
Right. And this one also does, and you can
I gotta get you very
hear
close.
you can hear as their wings vibrate faster, this trilling shriek picks up in intensity as they use their dread shriek, marking a stress.
I'll just go ahead and mark a stress too.
All creatures within very close range of these two. I think there's 2 for you. So that'll be Sunni, Mogar, very close. Not Tulak, but Yvain, yes. The 3 of you, as you hear this dreadful shrieking noise, you all lose a hope. If you cannot lose a hope, mark 2 stress.
2 stress?
Yes. That is. That is all of their activations. The action is back on you.
That's so gross.
Well,
Can I get to Yvain?
Well,
If that's
I
what
would
you
love
want.
to step back,
Okay.
but
At this point, there's like 24 of these shiner
Yeah.
wolves all surrounding you.
I'd like to become unstoppable. And get close
do you want to do that before? Because I was gonna try to
Well-
power push one of these guys and step back a bit.
I'd like to move to you, become unstoppable, and soak damage. And I think give you. What's your hope? You lost 2 hope.
I lost 1 hope. I have
1
4.
hope, and so now you have 4. So you can't take 3 yet.
No.
Okay.
These are, as you guys are planning what you are doing with your first actions, these are creature type hordes. So again, that's why there's 1 token to represent many, many creatures that you can attack the entire horde by attacking that 1 token.
So
And
You have a thing?
as you get their hit points lower, they will do less damage as there are fewer of them there.
Sweet.
So I could come closer to you guys and do a wall of flame to attack at least 2 of these ones.
Oh, that's nice.
May I take an action without rolling?
If you are rolling, what do you mean?
Can I just use an action, not roll a dice, but use an action like take a turn and not roll a dice?
Yes.
Great.
Totally.
I would like to. I would just like to go first. Become unstoppable.
Using an action token.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't actually require. That doesn't require an action.
If you're moving, you're taking an action token.
Great. Then I am. And then if that's what I'm gonna do, no one else can take 3 hope? Nobody can take 3 hope.
Anyone have 3 hope slots?
I have to.
Oh, music.
I have, like, open?
Yeah.
1.
I have 2 open.
Okay, so I'll wait to do that, because I'll maximize it when it's time. And I will goad. I will goad on this horde that I'm going to move towards. I have to figure out how to open this. I am going to move there. I don't mean to move underneath it. If you can adjust me, that's great. I don't know how to fix that. And I will goad that one on by saying, oh, buzz off.
What does goad do?
Make a presence roll against a target. On a success, and so I guess I am gonna roll. I'm so sorry. I thought I wasn't going to, but I'm just trying to like do a thing. On a success, the target takes a stress, and the next time they act, they target you with disadvantage. So I'm trying to get them to attack me instead of
Got it.
everybody else. So a presence roll.
Okay.
And I'm not going to use an experience. A 6 with hope.
Take hope.
Yeah.
Take a hope.
Yeah.
As the action comes back to me.
I'm so
I only
sorry.
have 1 action token to do anything with, so I will activate the same shiners that you attempted to goad as you come over.
Oh, it was a 7 with hope. Does that make a difference?
As you come over, they are already preparing to attack Yvain.
Okay.
Okay. Is correct?
Level 4. Oh, so this is a level.
On Yvain is a natural 20.
I will take your damage.
Wait,
Oh. That's nice.
I will mark a stress.
Okie dokie.
I hope. It's physical damage, right?
How do you take this damage as all of these shiner come leaping towards Yvain? And you can see Yvain where you hadn't seen a mouth on them before. You can see on their chest this kind of sideways mouth opens up as they all come leaping towards you.
Okay!
This is some yokai level stuff.
Yeah, so I throw my shield out and then I like pivot and turn and put my shell in and I am just like deflecting and just like, no, not him! And I am, even with my net of hair, just doing my best to stop him, whipping my hair back and forth.
37 physical damage.
Okay. I mark a stress. I will immediately reduce it by my strength, which is 3. I'm unstoppable, which begins as a D4, but upgrades to a D6 as a level 3. I started as a level 1. When you deal hit dice, which I don't. I gain resistance to physical damage. So you said 37, and I reduced that by 3 immediately.
34.
So 34, I gain resistance.
17.
Okay, increase my current armor score by my proficiency.
Feels like that should already be done.
It probably is.
I think it is. What's your armor score?
Armor score is 9.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Two Galapa, 3 base armor, 4 improved tower shield. No.
Okay.
So 9, 11 is my armor score, and I was at 7. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm just dragging everybody out here. 17 is where we were at. Okay.
As soon as she's done, the turn's back on you guys.
17. 17 is what I'm taking, and shoot. That's severe. So I will take 1 armor slot at 11, and
Down to 6.
1 hit point. No, I won't. I'll just take 2 armor slots.
Okay.
That was
she's
major.
back on you.
That was big. Okay.
You want to do wall of fire first?
It might be beneficial. We can just damage them a bit. Sure.
Okay.
Unless you had something that you really.
I think we're both going to do the same thing, which is attack and move.
Do you have
So-
something that's more like AoE, like you're be able to tap one?
Yeah, I can hit both of these guys. I think if I can hit them with a lightning breath.
Okay.
But I feel like wall of fire just happens, right?
Yeah, it was just cost of stress, so I don't have to roll.
Yeah. So you go first.
Alright. So I'm gonna move.
1 action token.
Here. Very close. Is Yubane within very close range?
Yes.
Okay. So pretty much everyone is within very close range.
Yes.
Perfect. So I want to do wall of fire between the upper one here, and then kind of cutting through here, so this horde is going to be kind of in it and going through it.
I missed where you're pointing.
So to here,
Mm-hmm.
down to here.
Okay.
So it's going to hit this horde since I guess they're kind of already in it, and this one a little bit.
How long is it?
It just says between 2 points.
Okay.
So I'm just making a line. So if either of those hordes want to get kind of closer to us, especially from our moves, they have to kind of either go around or in the front. But the one on the bottom would be like in it. Right? And I guess one I saw.
One here. Okay, you mark a stress. What does it look like when you create a wall of fire?
I feel like this question's been answered before, but I don't remember. I don't know, I guess just use my staff to create like a glyph and move it towards the ground, and then the flames kind of rise up. Inspired me.
Okay, and what happens to them?
They get caught on fire. They're in the middle of fire.
What's the spell say?
So, I get
Narratively, I understand this.
I get through.
They're on fire?
Are they
That's what happened.
Are they making a roll or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll 4d10, and anything that passes through it, it takes that damage.
No reaction roll.
Passes through it, is the word?
Yeah, it says use an action to mark stress to create a temporary wall of magical flame between 2 points within target range. anything that passes through it takes 4d10 plus 3 magic damage. I don't know if they're gonna reword that. Guess we'll find out.
It sounds like the intention is that you can't immediately pass through a creature, but whatever.
But whatever.
Let's go for it.
I feel like it would be good.
I feel like creatures aren't usually this large either.
It's not even.
Well, technically, it's not a creature. There's
Yeah.
a horde of creatures.
It's a whole bunch of
Yeah.
them.
Alrighty.
I mean, the way that's worded suggests that like they would have an opportunity to move out of it. But
Not pass through it.
I don't know. It's ambiguous.
37.
I mean, usually things like that isn't it like
37
it's
damage.
the end of their turn or the beginning of their turn. They
These spells are
damage.
really specifically worded like that.
Yeah.
want
But
these.
maybe
These
those are less
ones.
I
Okay.
want these
precise
spells.
usually.
Well,
More
we'll
room
see
for
in this
interpretation.
Right.
Or maybe they've clarified a lot of them.
I don't even know how long this lasts.
Many of these shiners burn and pop among these hordes. Ding. These are now much smaller.
Oh, look at it go.
As well over half of them have been burned away in this wall of fire. Action still on you.
I would like to fire or lightning breath these guys.
Yeah. The little
Yeah, so from behind the shelter of Tulok's shields, you in sort of crouch down, like almost instinctively, and then
On his real leg.
well, and the leg buckles and I sort of drop to that knee. And if you're looking, you kind of see him wince. But seeing you defending him, and he plants the staff and climbs back up it enough, and you see his eyes go white, and this like crackling electrical energy fills his mouth. And then he just sort of shoves this one aside just enough to lean forward, and lightning bursts out in like a semicircle this way, catching these two. What is it?
Rest in peace, headphones.
Hopefully the compressor equalized the noise.
We're working on it.
It's instinct. But we are going to use
You said it's an instinct roll?
Yes.
You have advantage on this roll as Terika is engaging one of these shiner packs,
Lovely.
distracting them enough from you.
It's pretty fucking good. That's a 30 with hope.
Take a hope. It certainly succeeds.
2, 8. Not the most. What's that thing? 7 magical damage.
Just the same.
7 is going to be minor on that one, and minor on this one. More of the shiners in this horde are burnt to a crisp, this time by lightning. As it looks like only one left in that horde.
And Yvain moves back behind Tulok.
Got it. Action still on you.
You want to get the one with one left?
Or the one, well, the one right in front of you is like, there's a wall of fire also. But
Yeah. I'm going to use my boost ability because I like that. I'm going to try it again. and boost off of Terika
Okay.
as an ally, because she's an ally.
She's pretty far from you.
That's anybody in close range. So.
Yes, close range. I had to make sure. Okay, cool.
And you mark a stress for this, or it just happens?
I mark a stress, which I roll my d6. I take the stress.
Sorry, I also would like to clear your second. Sorry, this is not.
Good.
I just on a success with hope, I would like to clear 3 stress of an ally within close range of me. So
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. Thank you.
Is that something we can only do short rests, or?
All right, Bogar.
So I'm going to.
Do you want to wait then, so they only had 2 stress?
no.
Okay.
In the moment,
That's pretty nice.
tell her, Terika, get ready, and I charge up at her.
Yeah.
And I jump, and she crosses her arms, and I use that as a platform to lunge off. And I will.
She actually leans back, her bladed arms go back to support her as she kind of goes back at a 45-degree angle, and then her other arms come out, forming the cradle.
These things up quick.
She's a warrior.
And I would like to attack the one south of her.
Not the one that's already been injured.
No, how do I do that?
No.
You attack whichever one you want.
Go for it. Make your attack. Advantage is plus a d6.
Oh, plus it. Okay, never mind. So, 10 with hope.
Take a hope.
Cool. I don't think it worked.
As you do see, despite Terika's quick adaptation, she wasn't quite ready for this, and so she throws you a little bit off target. You land wherever it is you land. You can move yourself on the map, or if you need me to move you, let me know.
I will move. Too good to be true.
Yeah, critted your brains out fixing a ship. As soon as there's an enemy. All right, action comes back over to me on a roll with fear. These, excuse me.
It's beginning to feel a lot.
These packs come bounding forward to get out of the fire. Both of them, I don't remember which ones they are, these ones, they both mark a stress and use their dread shriek again as these tiny pinholes along their bodies seem to be emitting this shrieking whistle, and they're using the wings to kind of turn it into this trill that pierces into your psyche. Everybody in very close range to them, which is Tulok, Suni, and Yavain, lose a hope.
So freaking rude.
Push one of them like back into the flame.
Probably.
I feel like
Do you all lose your hope?
Yeah.
Oh, hope lost.
Hope lost. That was 2 actions on them. Oh, sorry, they both did it.
Okay.
yeah, I feel like I would.
Yeah, only one of them goes for that shriek. This one doesn't move at all, actually. It stays where it is.
It doesn't want to cross the fire line?
Well, I don't want to take all of your hope. Because if I do it twice, I will take 2 hope. This one goes in for an attack. Again, it is not enough. It does attempt to attack Yavain again. And it gets a 9 to hit.
No.
The other one goes to attack Mogar.
What?
For a 14 to hit against your evasion.
Succeeds.
What?
Get 12.
17 physical damage as you also see the shiners leap toward you, and their sternum opens up into this toothy gaping maw that
That is so gross.
starts chomping into you.
Glittering chest mouthing.
That is all of my action tokens. The action is back onto you.
Can I punch him in the chest mouth?
You then become unstoppable. Or not become, you become
I have
stoppable.
6. I
You
can
become
punch them
unstoppable.
6 times in the chest
Oh,
mouth
yeah, go
before
for
I
it.
could not be
Oh,
unstoppable.
yeah.
Push him into the fire?
Do you want me to just stop the one? Or I can do more damage and maybe break down the big one.
Yeah, do that.
Break down the big one? Because you guys can AoE, right?
A bit.
Okay.
A bit.
A bit. Okay. I want to hit the big gun. Let's see if I can do it. You know what? Before I do it, I would like to do. I would just like to tell Yvain, I think that thing that you did there, where you just like got back up when you got down, you get back up again when you get knocked down. It's like so cool.
You know
and
what
you're
Diane
so
calls it?
strong. What?
The Chumbawamba.
Oh, you are the Chumbawamba! I have so much hope and faith in you. It's amazing. You're really awesome.
Thank you.
We can do
People.
this. These
It's very
things
nice.
are really creepy though.
Super gross.
I'm gonna smack it in his chest mouth. Oh my god! But we each get 3 hope.
Oh, lovely. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Is that an action, or that's just a thing that
That's
happens?
just a thing that we do when we're just really hopeful and nice to each other.
You have advantage as Oil Slick Chick is also engaged with this particular pack. You're doing the big one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
23, 28. That's not math. That's 26.
With?
Fear.
All right, that does hit.
Sorry. Can I re-roll my damage dice? I mean, geez Louise. It's just not even worth it. I mean, it's worth it. 13?
13 is major damage.
It's worth it.
How do you dispatch a few of the shiners in this horde?
Oh, so as I sit there whispering Chumbawambas at Yvain, I just turn around and I get back up again. And then I knock a couple of them back down.
Never to rise again.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yes.
I can give you your reassurance if you roll low, but before you get like, that you say it and then he's like,
Okay.
But not my damage dice.
no, but the rolls for like, if you feel like you're gonna miss or, it's just a PSA, just, you know.
Can
As
I?
you roll with fear, I will take that fear.
I guess I could have just re-rolled my fear dice then, because my fear dice was high, but my hope dice was good. Because I rolled an 8 on my hope, so I could have just re-rolled my fear and hoped.
As this one now does come running over.
Okay.
Okay.
But did he also just run through the fire?
It was already in the fire. It's-
500.
Intensifies and amplifies its dreadful shrieking as well, marking a stress and causing Tulak, Yvain, and Sunni all to lose a hope. If you cannot lose a hope, mark 2 stress.
Tulak Sunni.
And give it.
That is its action. For
We got the
another
Chumbawambas.
action,
That's what it's called
this
now.
one is
Not a soldier's
going
ball.
to attack.
Yeah.
This one attempts to attack Yvain. It is at full health still. So it gets a 3 to hit.
No.
And final one attacks Tulok
Come at me.
for a 2 to hit.
I'd say not.
That is all of my actions. The action is back on you.
I will pass.
I'll push him once you got a thing. For one of them. But I would give way, especially if you had an AoE or anyone else did.
I mean, the only other AoE I have is just to get more stressed out and make a new line of fire.
Okay. I'll push one.
Okay.
Okay.
I will push
5
the one. Let's see. There's 2 of them in melee with me.
3 of them, technically.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That really should be an AoE, but it's not.
I was just looking. I do have Wild Flame. I don't know if this is going to change anything, but I can make a spellcast roll up against 2. I can speak English.
To be fair, any attack is an AoE because each of them is multiple enemies in one token.
Against
I feel like that's narratively true, but not mechanically true in this instance.
I always
I
favor
never
the
knew.
narrative.
I never knew your friend Zira, but I wish I did, because, you know, that chick, you guys told me about her when she would just swing that axe.
That'd be very nice right now.
What do you guys got? It's on you.
So against, I can hit up to 3 enemies,
Mhm.
melee range of me, and deal 2d6 magic damage.
Hit him. You probably have to move a little bit,
You would have to move.
but you could go past me into the empty space between me and the oil slick chick.
Sure, I'll try to do this.
And then you could hit 3 of them.
You go charging into the danger zone.
Oh, that's
Don't.
sick.
No. You're ruining it.
What are you doing?
Alright, spellcast roll.
No, like literally, what ability are you using?
Wild Flame.
Okay, what's that do?
Make a spellcast roll against up to 3 enemies in melee range of you.
Okay.
A flame erupts from your hand, dealing 2d6 magic damage and a stress to any useless.
And a stress, but that's how they do their dread shriek. Okay?
You can do it.
Can do it.
Nice.
You did it.
Okay. I can do math.
You can.
20 with fear.
Woohoo.
Hits.
Yay. Math rocks.
Kill.
Okay. And then
So what was in that coffee cake? The last half hour felt real goofy, man.
7.
7 is minor damage.
Take a stress.
This one takes a stress. This one takes a stress. And this one fills its stress. Yes. You have, in this eruption gout of flame, from 2 of the packs, only 1 shiner remains.
Only 1.
Yeah. And on a roll with fear, and comes to me, I will use that fear to make 2 action tokens. I will. Who's got this stress? Yes. This guy up here continues his undulating shriek. That's not that word. Trilling shriek that pierces into your ears and psyche. It marks a stress for its dreadful shriek and now can target all 4 of you. Lose a hope.
Okay, listen.
If you cannot lose a hope, mark 2 stress.
None of these are appropriate options.
Well, they're enemies. They're not trying to help you.
Yeah, but
Well-
we're singing your name out.
That is
I'm
what.
having a good time.
It was our dead time.
I wake up the same amount alive as I went dead.
This, Suni, as you do enter the heart of this swarming Shiner horde, you see the mass of the largest pack left all come leaping towards you, their chest mouths snapping towards you, as they do for a 3 to hit.
I dash.
And
Just slide right underneath Mogar's leg.
finally,
Oh wait, you're over there.
I wonder if they wore mouth guards when they played sports.
this one
I think they only
attempts.
have mouths when they want to bite something.
This one attempts to bite Yavain
Yeah.
for a 10 to hit.
No. Yes!
I'm out of actions. It's back on you.
I push one! If that's okay with everyone.
Go for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Been wanting to push one for a
range on your
while.
I always want to push things. Sounds weird when I say it like that.
One
Melee
of the worst
range.
things you've said.
Okay.
Fair. I would like to push the big swarm, if that's possible.
Okay.
Hope for Battle Mage, and I have advantage on that one or no? Does it what is it?
Yes.
Okay.
She's slicing through them, keeping them occupied and hacking away at their numbers.
That is.
Push it.
24.
Push it real good.
24 with fear. That hits.
They take 2d10 damage and are blasted back to far range.
Okay.
2d10 plus 2, excuse me. Oh, good rolls. That's 21 magic damage.
21
Yes.
major
Get back!
damage.
That's no string.
As you see, many of them that are blasted back in parts.
Okay.
But a couple of them remain pushed back into far range. I'm just going to take them off the map for now because I don't have the far range available to put them.
Can I
As they go hurtling backwards.
make an attack of opportunity because it's leaving my melee range?
Does it have to be by its own choice? Read me
Oh,
the feature.
it attempts to leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Alright, it gets slammed backwards. Many of them smashing to smithereens as this forceful push slams into them. The rest. You said very far range?
Far range.
Far range, okay. It uses its action. Back here, let me adjust his size.
Where did it go, George? Which way did he go?
As you see, he gets blasted back. Most of them scattering into various Shiner body parts, but the two that remain, you see they're kind of lying back on their
They kind of
backs.
go like.
But their limbs just kind of snap and pop and go the other direction and they stand up again as the head without a mouth, it's just kind of the three eyes on it, swivels upside down, right side up. And they start to skitter in your direction again, but again on their 6 legs they crouch down and boing, spring, pouncing their way back in this direction. Nearly getting back to you, but not quite. Their agility roll was not great. That is all of my tokens. Actions back on you.
I'll go in for the attack. I'm gonna move up. And
I smacked that one. You get advantage, right?
That's not how it works. That's how NPCs work. Rather than me doing stuff and having to roll for them, they just give you advantage.
It's
So he does have
flat-footed.
advantage on that one though because they're
I'm
also
flanking
tripped.
it.
Yep.
okay.
So I have to
No
do 60 roll.
I mean, what else can we do here?
Try whipping your hair.
Beautiful.
Just preparing for summer concert season.
24 to hit with my quarterstaff.
Hope or fear?
With hope.
Yeah.
Hope.
With the hope.
That does hit.
I'm sorry, I should have done an extra 9 damage to that one.
Oh, thank goodness.
The one that I power push.
Oh shoot.
Okay, choose one of them.
For 19.
Whoa.
Sick.
The remaining shiner in that pod smashed by your quarterstaff. Action still on all of you.
I'll just stay unstoppable. Just for the in case of diddles.
I thought you had like
Four more hits. Okay, alright. Can I hit one? Can I go hit a guy?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, I'm gonna go hit a guy.
Explaining.
15, 18.
Yeah.
With?
My falchion.
Fear hope.
Oh, with hope.
Take a hope.
Yahoo!
18 hits.
Yeah, it's that one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Ooh, I critted on my damage dice.
Not a thing, but okay.
Okay.
But if it was, that'd be cool.
2 3s and a 7. So 13. That's, yeah, 13. That's how
Plus
that
anything
works.
or no?
Yeah, that's 2 3s and a 7.
Okay. You don't have a modifier?
That is my modifier, 7. Yeah.
All right. The gilded falchion slides into its chest mouth, ripping it in two. Action still on all of you. Two shiners remaining. Well, plus Terika.
Shouldn't you want to blast anything?
Just line them up and.
You don't have to.
I mean,
Maybe
I
after.
could stress myself out some more and try to hit both of them.
I can blast
No,
one.
you want to clear all your stress out before you wake up.
I would like to. Yeah, I mean, I'm good. Like, I can only hit one of them, so it's not like I have real preference to get in there.
I'll blast the one in front of me with my wand.
Okay.
Or with my great staff.
Got it.
Although I probably should do more.
15 fear.
15 just hits.
Okay.
This is the one in melee with you, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Okay.
Uh, 17 magical damage. As I just like lower the staff and point blank. It doesn't really sound like that, but
More pieces go splattering out in front of you. You said that was with hope, right? No, you said it was with fear. All right, the last one comes running in. Attempting to attack Suni.
I take her damage. Thank you.
19 to hit.
Well,
Oh yeah, we should see if it hits first.
That would hit me.
Okay. I take out the damages.
Okay, with only one left in the pack, that is 11 physical damage.
Okay. Well, I reduce it by my strength, which is 3, and then I
Resistance to physical.
resistance to physical.
Immediately add an armor.
Mm-hmm. It is so good.
As you place your shield in front of Suni, this final shiner, unrelenting in its attack, despite how futile it seems, actions back on all of you.
Can I retaliate from where I am?
What's your range?
My retaliation is when you take damage from a creature in melee range.
Not melee range, is it?
Okay.
Alright, who wants to hit it?
I mean, I could do it. Mogar could do it.
Hit him.
Who's
over.
gonna do it without taking something else to do it?
Um,
You don't need to use any more resources to hit it, you know?
That's fair. That's
That's what
fair.
weapons are for.
I can.
I am the weapon.
You are the
Going
weapon.
Mogar just leaps over Suni.
I got it. Flanks it. Shanks it. Flanks it. Shanks it.
Flanks it and shanks it.
Flanks it. Shanks it. Spanks it.
No, I'll do a cool flip over Suni.
Flank it, shank it, and spank it, bro.
That's the future tag team.
Uh-oh.
No, I
Wait,
hit. I might hit.
Do I need to tell you to like not fuck it up?
No. Sorry. 25 to hit, but it's with fear. That's the sadness. That's the
Yeah.
sadness.
Fair.
25 hits.
Cool.
How do you finish off this last shiner?
As I go in, just
What is Mogar's fighting style? How do you go about this?
I just take one good swing, like a slugger, right to the head, and crack its head into the hole in the ship off the side.
Cracks down in, the body kind of twitching and writhing a few times before going lifeless. And the dark, cold desert goes quiet around you once again. It's almost ears still kind of ringing from that piercing shriek that these shiners were letting out. You see Terika is kind of scanning around, her bladed arms still out, before she says, "I'm sorry. I thought I would be able to warn you sooner. But they're sneaky little fuckers."
He's okay. They warned us themselves with the terrible noise.
All of you are okay.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking.
Honestly, I'm fine. I mean, prefer that when we do our, nighttime dead thing, that we get to stay dead, but, probably best if we could go back to that, though, because I'm kind of exhausted in the middle of the night, Oh, boy. I gotta get my beauty sleep.
Is there something wrong with this one?
Hey.
Lack of oxygen.
Did she not come back from the dead properly?
No. None of us did.
Okay,
I'm
I
very
think we got them all. Hey. Oh, Mogar, could you just try being dead a little quieter?
I'll be dead over here. I'll go to the other side.
Yeah, because if I kill you at this point, I will kill you.
I'm gonna go over here so that way the wall, when I snore, will just project the other way from camp.
Whatever you gotta do, man.
Bring in the crocodiles. You all settle back in after being roused from your sleep. rudely by this pack of shiners.
So rude.
Terika just says, I had worried the closer we get, the more of them we will likely find. There was quite a gathering outside of the crossing.
Do you think that we will find the wasp's nest held in force?
When I left there, yes, there were scores. Many of them have been venturing out to cause murder or mayhem, but even more continue to cross through. It will be a challenge to get to the crossing beyond all of the Mahotans.
And perhaps Dragon will help. Perhaps we can find some other way inside. But if we must, we will carve a path through the beasts.
Die well this night. Tomorrow will be. Tomorrow will be challenging.
We are grateful that you keep watch until we live again.
I will do this thing.
Also, I don't know if you have a like rag or something to stuff in mouth. Please die very loudly.
It does not bother me.
You are fortunate. Whenever we like prestidigitation.
I don't know. Marketplace. We should find like a sleeping bubble just for Mogar.
There is
That bubble.
when I am in the academy, there is one student who is always snore, and eventually we are take piece of breathable tape put over mouth. He has never snore again.
You know,
Oh.
This is how Mogar gets smothered.
I said breathable.
Accidents happen.
I'm surprised that at your academy, sanctuary, middle of the world on Tarkan, infinite resources, that no one has made spell to silence snoring.
I suspect that in masters' houses, silence is not issue, but this was in student dorms.
You know, in my training, sometimes we would use these spells.
I appreciate that Mogar is staying committed to being asleep right now.
Where we would, learn to like sneak around, and sometimes we would like, I don't know, they would give us these like charms where we could just not make any noises at all.
You still have charm.
No, it was only something that we could have in our training. But I wonder if that's something that we could like put under Mogar's pillow if we ever got one.
He's a good idea.
Maybe I could write to my father, and ask him for the charm.
Your father?
Father, yeah, the leader of the organization. Father,
Oh, like you say your father, but it's more of the collective
He's
father.
his title.
yeah, boss.
Okay.
Boss.
Okay. Anyway.
I gotta go to bed.
Time to go to bed.
Yeah, it's late. Oh man, it's so late.
Cleaning the shiner grime and guts off of you to finish your night's rest.
Is it guts? Is it like...
It's viscera of some kind.
I know, but like, that's what I mean, it's like a weird question. Is it like, how identifiable is it? As like, organs?
I mean, you don't see like stomach, heart, lungs.
It's just sort of...
just fleshy bits and goo.
Sort of undifferentiated
and
fleshy
ichor.
bits and goo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like doplasm.
It's like even weirder.
You can at this point choose your downtime activities. Oh yeah, you left 2 action tokens on there, so I get fear, and you're taking a rest, so I get 2 more fear.
Are you trying to do autopsies on shiners?
There is no such thing as unuseful knowledge.
Yes, that is true. It would be very good to know everything about everything.
How does
This is how we become more effective in war.
what? What's her name?
Terika?
Terika? How does she react to them poking around the dead bodies?
Is it different?
Okay.
I mean, they don't have bodies over there, and now they have bodies here. So it's really just more of park on matter, I guess. I don't know.
And time to sleep. Sweet dreams.
You can choose your 2 downtime activities that you are completing. Just let me know what they are.
And they can be things that like we actually did in the evening before we went to bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Like filtering
Yeah,
water.
we filtered water, prepared.
I already kind of passed
You're
out.
filtering water with me?
Yeah.
Cool.
No downtime
And now I have much
activities?
more space for hope.
I kind of passed out. Getting...
What's your hit points? What's your stress? What's your armor?
I mean, there's flavor in
You're heading into the rift tomorrow. I would advise you to be at as full of capacity as you can manage.
Okay.
I'm sleeping in the bedroll and clearing my armor.
I didn't take any damage or stress or anything in that battle. I didn't really get hit, so I can help somebody else with something or.
Armor and stress, and now I have less health.
So if anybody is like I can help. I can tend somebody's wounds or clear stress or do armor for somebody.
Is there maybe
what about the
aloe
book?
in this desert? Is that
I
a
would
thing?
love to do the book, but you
Is aloe in
had other
deserts?
projects that you wanted to do.
I'd like to
so
use
you
it to
know,
repair my
correct.
shield.
Oh,
Okay.
do we have to do
Let's see
it?
how that works,
One
but
that
sure.
you did it
I don't
by
really know.
yourself.
I mean, I used to use
It's, you
mud
know, it's not
to
worth
repair my armor,
it.
but
Fair enough. I'm just too beaten and battered tonight.
Okay.
I could have sworn I also put mud on my shell.
You're doing. What are you doing?
Armor and stress.
Armor and stress. You don't have any hit points, right? You're good.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
I've taken 2, but I suspect 2 lock might have taken more than I have for health.
Well, I have an extra activity.
Oh, I didn't take health. I only
Oh.
took armor slots, and I'm good on. I'm just gonna.
You prepared with me. We got some hope.
Mhm.
And then.
I'm good.
Okay.
So prepare, and something else. Armor and stress.
Do you want a hand?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
love a hand for healing up. If you could bandage me up and get me ready for the fight tomorrow.
I carry. Well, it's mostly magic. But I carry certain items to help with bandaging and patching wounds, and I kind of start wrapping your wounds. And you see these like little flickers of like energy from the fingertips, kind of like weaving into the bandages. And I start muttering under my breath and think, and I say that
it's working.
Don't move it so much. Okay. That I think is better. And you can remove all marked hit points.
What other downtime activities are you doing, Mogar?
I will repair my armor, so I guess just sewing up some holes and patching them up with my cloth. Kind of
I mean, I've always imagined like your
Different
armor
reasons.
is really like deflecting blows and absorbing the hits.
You do some
It could also be,
yoga.
It could also be like, meditating and finding that. So it doesn't have to literally be armor. That's just the mechanical term for it. Because I know you're going for like the monk style. So it's like, even though it's repairing armor, it's like, what resource narratively are you using to absorb hits? So it could be something like meditation or practicing your forms and imagining the battle ensuing and how you dodge and deflect these hits. Prepare yourself for the next one.
I'd say I'll actually just take the time to meditate to release some stress. rather, and kind of teetering back and forth between falling asleep and staying awake because it's actually getting a little late. So, yeah. I'm stressed.
So stressed. The chill night in the desert, less shelter than
So chill, bro.
the previous night that you had spent out here. You're much more exposed on this night, and so you're kind of those of you that aren't Mogar huddling together for warmth and avoiding the ripping saws of Mogar's snoring to get through this night exposed in the desert as you are. Pretty early the next morning, the sun peaks above the horizon and is almost immediately blindingly bright as it reflects off of the sand all around you, causing the day to become brighter much quicker than normal and also raising the temperature quite rapidly from what it had been just a moment ago. As you all break camp, break your fast as well, having some food in the morning, and gather your supplies up, piling it all back onto the sand ship. Once again, you take your positions in steering and maneuvering and navigating this vessel across the sands. Get a judge as to which way the wind is blowing on this day. Pretty easy to spot with the sand blowing across in front of you. You can still see and smell the viscera and gore of the many shiners that had been defeated last night around you in this spot where you had camped. But again, pretty quickly, there's that lurching of the ship first breaking free, starting to build up momentum, and then the sleds lift up onto the top of the sand as you start to skid out and across. Pretty soon after starting on this day's journey, you can see a number of silhouettes on the horizon. What look like larger stony outcroppings, and one particularly large peak that is breaking the horizon in front of you. Suni, you immediately recognize this kind of horizon landscape as the Great Mound, the home of the massive swarms of hornets, or at least the former home. Off in the distance in front of you. As that horizon reveals itself and slowly you see these outcroppings growing larger as you get closer to them, you see something else. The bright sands of the desert start to go dim and dark near that mound that rises up out of the sand. Kind of confused at first and wondering what it is, and you realize it's not darkness, it's not shadow, you see movement. Your ship continues to move in closer, and you can see the largest mound of stone that rises above the sand does look to be riddled with holes and tunnels all over it, almost like a massive mountain-sized termite mound.
Oh.
Or Swiss cheese. Definitely look to Suni, and she kind of explains to you, are the kind of burrow holes of these giant wasps that patrol the deserts here. And swarming along that mound and across the desert in front of you, nearly as far as you can see, dozens and dozens, perhaps hundreds, maybe even thousands of forms covered in the same iridescent carapace armor, all of varying shapes and sizes and body types, many of them beyond comprehension, all swarming and writhing about in front of you. You see a few, as you kind of, this resolves in your vision in front of you, you see a few individuals and a few smaller groups kind of breaking off from this swarming sea of shiners that stands between you and the great mound that is your destination. As you kind of see all of this, you pull the ship up to a halt before you get too close, before they see you as well, if they haven't already. You see Terika kind of looking out and just says, "It looks like things are as bad as I had feared. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Are you all prepared for this?"
Well, yeah, I mean,
Not. But, you know, we're doing the best we can every step of the way.
well, the dragon's coming.
We are hoping.
He should be here any minute, right?
That is true.
That's what you said.
I think so, also.
Hopefully
Yeah.
he's not taking a depression nap.
Very well then. We head for the rift.
Okay.
I am with all of you.
And we're with you.
And as she
Party
says
on.
that, and you respond in kind, seeing again this army of shiners that stands between you and your destination, realizing what a slog it would be to try and fight your way through all of it. You can't help but feel some of that now familiar despair and hopelessness creep in to your mental state once again. And as it starts to sink its claws into you, trying to drag you under, into the same sort of depression that the Arid Despot rides within, that is what we will pick up with next session as you attempt to infiltrate the Great Mound and find the rift. And maybe a dragon will show up. We'll see.
I forgot to do it before we went to sleep, but I did want to call
Oh, yes.
First Wizard, so maybe we can start with that.
Yeah, we'll start with a little flashback to you reaching out to the first wizard in the Kingdom of Tarkon.
Kind of important.
Call Emrys.
You all can look forward to seeing that at the beginning of next session. Thank you all again for joining us. Thank you for the gifted subs. I saw those going out in chat. Thanks for giving us the feedback on our audio quality. Hopefully it was all good for this stream. I'll be going back to watch it later. Otherwise, we'll pick up with this adventure and this wonderful story next session. Next week. Yep, we're playing next week. Until then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. We'll see you all next time.